The thing about humans is that they are absolutely, categorically insane. I mean it. Not the poetic kind of insane where you admire their tenacity or whatever garbage the propaganda feeds you. I mean the kind of insane where you watch them do something physically impossible, shrug, and then ask what is for lunch. My name is Vorthen. I am a Quelix, which means I have 4 eyes, 6 limbs, and enough common sense to not grab a plasma blade mid-swing. Apparently, that last part makes me a coward by human standards. Let me explain. So there I was, standing in the training hall of the ISS Meridian, watching this human, Marcus Vale, spar with one of our best combat instructors. Now, Instructor Rallen is no joke. She has been in 43 ground engagements, survived 6 ship breachings, and once killed a Threxian war beast with nothing but a broken chair leg. She is tough, fast, and mean as a starved sand viper. Marcus? Marcus is a maintenance technician. He fixes air filters. He unclogged toilets. He is the guy you call when your coffee machine stops working. So naturally, when Rallen came at him with a training blade, set to stun but still moving fast enough to break bones, I expected Marcus to do the sensible thing. Block, dodge, maybe roll out of the way like any rational being would. Instead, he tried to catch it with his bare hand, in midair. I am not exaggerating. The blade came down in a vicious arc, humming with energy, and this lunatic just reached out like he was plucking fruit from a tree. And here is the truly horrifying part. It stopped. 1 millimeter. Maybe less. The blade froze in the air, crackling with restrained energy, held perfectly still between his thumb and forefinger. Not touching his skin. Just hanging there. Defying every law of physics I have spent 2 decades studying. The entire hall went silent. You could have heard a dust particle land on the floor. Rallen, to her credit, did not scream. She just stared at her own weapon, then at Marcus, then back at the weapon. Her face went through about 7 different shades of purple before settling on a kind of shocked gray. How? She whispered. Did you do that? Marcus looked at the blade, looked at his hand, then shrugged. Actually shrugged. Like this was mildly interesting at best. Reflex, I guess, he said. Reflex. Reflex. This man just violated 3 fundamental laws of physics and called it a reflex. I should mention here that I was not supposed to be in the training hall. I was supposed to be cataloging supply crates in Bay 7. But I had heard rumors about the human crew members, about the strange things they could do, and my curiosity got the better of me. Now I was regretting every decision that led me to this moment. No, Rallen said slowly, deactivating the blade and taking a step back. No, that is not possible. The neural interface in these blades requires. Wait, did you hack the training equipment? I did not touch the equipment, Marcus said, holding up his hands in surrender. Look, can we move on? I have a plasma conduit on deck 9 that needs replacing. Move on. Rallen's voice hit a pitch I did not know Quelix vocal cords could produce. You just stopped a weapon designed to be unstoppable. Do you understand what that means? Marcus scratched the back of his head, looking genuinely confused. That I have good hand-eye coordination? I could not take it anymore. I stepped forward, my smaller arms gesturing wildly. Excuse me. Sorry to interrupt. But can someone please explain what just happened? Because according to everything I know about physics, biology, and basic reality, that should not be possible. Marcus turned to look at me, and I immediately regretted speaking. His eyes were brown, ordinary human eyes, but there was something behind them. Something that made my survival instincts scream at me to run. Hey, are you new? He asked cheerfully. I am Marcus. I work in maintenance. Yes, I am Vorthen, assistant xenobiologist, and that is not the point. I gestured at the training blade. How did you stop that? What are you? Human, he said, like that explained everything. That explains nothing. Rallen had recovered enough to speak again. Vorthen is right. Humans have faster reflexes than most species. Yes, but this is something else. Marcus, have you had any genetic modifications? Cybernetic implants? Exposure to exotic particles? Nope, Marcus said. Unless you count coffee. I drink a lot of coffee. I was going to have a mental breakdown. I could feel it coming. Coffee. I repeated weakly. You are saying coffee gives you superhuman abilities. I mean, I would not say superhuman, Marcus said. I am just human. This is normal? Kind of. Rallen and I exchanged glances. In that moment, we shared a universal truth that transcended species, culture, and language. Humans were terrifying. Okay, Rowland said, taking a deep breath. Okay, Marcus, I need you to come with me. We are going to run some tests. Can it wait? Marcus checked his wrist display. I really do have that conduit to fix. If it blows, half of Deck 9 loses atmosphere. That can wait, Rowland and I said in unison. Marcus sighed. Fine, but I am clocking this as overtime. As we left the training hall, I fell into step beside Rowland, keeping my voice low. What are we dealing with here? I asked. Rowland's expression was grim. I do not know. But whatever humans are, they are not what the treaties say they are. And if Marcus can do this, what can the rest of them do? I had no answer. But as I watched Marcus walk ahead of us, whistling some Earth tune without a care in the world, I realized something that chilled me to my core. We had been sharing ships with these beings for 3 years, living beside them, trusting them with our lives. And we had absolutely no idea what they were capable of. The medical base smelled like sterile chemicals and barely contained panic. Dr. Ilera, our chief medical officer and a Salthene with more patience than sense, ran her scanning device over Marcus for the 5th time. Her 3 eyes blinked in rapid succession, which meant she was either fascinated or about to have an aneurysm. Possibly both. This is remarkable, she muttered, adjusting the scanner settings. His neural pathways are firing at speeds that should cook his brain tissue. His muscle fibers are denser than compressed titanium. And his cellular regeneration rate, it is off the charts. Is that bad? Marcus asked from the exam table, looking bored. Bad. Ilara's voice cracked. Mr. Vale, according to these readings, you should be dead. Multiple times over. Your body is operating at levels that would kill any known species within seconds. Marcus nodded slowly. So, I am healthy then? I pressed my primary hands against my face. This could not be happening. Rowland paced near the door, her weapon hand twitching. Doctor, cut to the point. Is he dangerous? Dangerous. Ilera laughed, a high-pitched sound that made my skin crawl. Instructor, this man could probably punch through the hull of this ship if he wanted to. His bone density alone, I mean, look at this. She pulled up a holographic display showing Marcus's skeletal structure. It glowed with an intensity that should not exist in organic matter. His bones are reinforced with some kind of calcium composite that does not exist in our database. His organs are redundant, meaning he has backup systems for his backup systems. And his brain. She zoomed in on the neural scan. His brain is processing information at quantum computing speeds. He is not just reacting fast. He is predicting outcomes before they happen. Coffee does that, Marcus offered helpfully. Stop saying coffee, I shouted, finally losing my composure. Coffee is a mild stimulant. It does not turn you into a probability calculating weapon. Marcus held up his hands. Hey, no need to yell. I am just trying to help. Rowland stopped pacing and fixed Marcus with a hard stare. How many other humans can do what you do? Marcus thought about it. Catch things midair? I mean, probably most of us. My sister Kira is way better at it than me. She plays this game called baseball. You should see her catch a fastball. Now that is impressive. The room went silent again. That seemed to happen a lot around humans. Most of you, Rowland repeated slowly, can do this. Well, yeah, Marcus said. I mean, it is not that special. Humans have been doing this stuff forever. Evolution, you know? Survival of the fittest, and all that. Our planet tried really hard to kill us for like millions of years. We just adapted. Your planet tried to kill you? Ilara's eyes went wide. Oh, absolutely, Marcus said, warming to the topic. Predators everywhere. Diseases. Natural disasters. Whether that could freeze you or cook you depending on the season. Poisonous plants. Venomous animals. Lack of food. Too much food. Other humans. Earth was basically a death trap. And you all survived this. I asked weakly. Not all of us, Marcus admitted. But enough of us. The ones who could react fast, think faster, and refuse to die, those are the ones who had kids. And then their kids inherited the refusing to die part. Repeat that for a few million years and, well, here we are. Rowland sat down heavily in a chair. So you are telling me that every human on this ship is a potential super soldier? I would not say super, Marcus said. We are just persistent. My grandmother used to say humans are like cockroaches. Really hard to kill and surprisingly good at adapting. Your grandmother compared her own species to insects, I said. She was a wise woman, Marcus replied with a grin. Dr. Ilera closed her scanner, and looked at us with exhausted eyes. I need to report this to Captain Threven. This changes everything we thought we knew about humans. Do you have to? Marcus asked. I mean, is it really that big a deal? We have been working fine together for years. Rowland stood up. Marcus, you stopped a blade with your fingers. A blade moving at combat speed. That is not fine. That is a security concern. But I was not trying to scare anyone, Marcus protested. I just did not want to get hit. That is normal self-preservation. Normal, I screeched. There is nothing normal about any of this. Marcus looked genuinely hurt. You know, you are all acting like we are monsters or something. We are not. We are just people trying to do our jobs and get along. Is that so terrible? And there it was. The thing that made this whole situation even more absurd. He meant it. This man, this walking violation of natural law, genuinely did not understand why we were terrified. To him, this was normal. This was just being human. Rowland's expression softened slightly. Marcus, we are not saying you are a monster. We are saying you are something we do not understand. And things we do not understand, they scare us. Marcus nodded slowly. Okay, I get that. So what now? Now, Ilera said, we test the other humans on the ship. Carefully. And we figure out exactly what you are all capable of. And then, Marcus asked. Rowland and I exchanged another look. The answer was obvious, but terrifying. Then we hope, Rowland said quietly, that humans continue to be our allies. Because if you ever decided to be our enemies, I do not think the galaxy would survive it. Marcus was quiet for a long moment. Then he smiled, that easy human smile that somehow made everything worse. Well, good thing we like you guys then, he said. Besides, who would fix your coffee machines if we left? Despite everything, despite the fear and confusion and existential dread, I found myself laughing. It was a slightly hysterical laugh, sure, but it was a laugh. Because at the end of the day, that was the most terrifying thing about humans. They were impossible, powerful, and completely unpredictable. And they were on our side. For now, as we left the medical bay, I made a mental note to never, ever anger a human. And maybe to start drinking more coffee. If it made them that capable, perhaps it was worth a try. Though knowing my luck, it would probably just give me indigestion. Humans. They were going to be the death of me. Or more likely, the death of everyone who opposed them. And somehow, that thought was almost comforting. Almost at the end. So what did you think? Did this story surprise you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this sci-fi story, please hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow. And don't forget to subscribe for more mind-blowing science fiction stories every week. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next story.